What's up everyone? Welcome back to Scott's Honest Reviews. So today we are reviewing a pretty awesome product, and you know what? We're gonna kick our basement moisture in the butt and we're gonna stop it with this beautiful bad boy. So this is the SeedMax. It's the ECO T30, and this is a commercial and residential dehumidifier. So a dehumidifier, to go in short as we're unboxing here, is a good way to get moisture out of the air. So it takes moisture out of the air and it collects the water into a pan or a drain plug, and then you empty it. Depends on how much moisture you have, it will collect more water. Now this can hold, I believe it's 72 pints. I'll go over the details in specific shortly. But this will help prevent mold in places where there's a lot of moisture, or if you get rain or water in your basement, or just high moisture area in your basement. This will help prevent mold, so you don't have to pay an expensive bill to have a mold person come out and eradicate your house. So right away we get long hose for draining, so you can run this hose outside or anywhere where you can drain. Wow, this thing is really nice. So you get an owner's manual right here. You get a panel with an on-off button, and you can go ahead and plus and minus controls. So we'll get into that in a little bit here. So they provide handles on the sides here for lifting. So there's a little weight to it. But most men should be all right with lifting it. It's not that really bad. Plus, it does have wheels, which is a really nice feature, because a lot of these that are heavy, all they have are handles, and some don't even have handles. So they really put a lot of effort into the design of this. So as we open this up here, you can see the radiators right in here. And right in here, you see you have your water collection tank. It shows an arrow how to put it back in. So you will just place it back in like this. Have a plug that goes directly through, and you can use that for your hose if you want to run your hose directly out. There is a air filter right here on the door. So you can go ahead, and that has a little strap on that you can just pull it out a little bit and lift it up, and that pops right out. So we're going to go ahead and you just simply put it in at an angle, and it slides right back in. So that's really nice. Looks like there's also a plug right here. So if you want to run a hose from the front, you can run it through the front. You just pop out this little plastic piece here. So to put this in, you put it in at an angle, and then you just turn. So to go over a couple things, this is the, as we said before, the ECO T30, commercial residential dehumidifier, power supply 115 volts, current 6.2 amps, capacity in 24 hours. So at 90 degrees, it's 72 pints at 90 degrees. It will produce 60 pints at 86 degrees and 30 pints at 80 degrees. Airflow is 135 CFM. Refrigerant is R410A, 11.28 ounces. It's 60 pounds total weight. And this is really nice. This is a nice system. You don't need this much power supply. You just wrap it like this, and you just go in a circle and wrap whatever you don't need. It shows the wiring diagram on the back here. So let's go over to the wheels. The wheels have this locking little lever that you just pull, and then it locks the wheels in place, and then you can't move the wheel. So you just simply open that if you need to. So a proper way to do this is, as you see it, you place the drain line right here. You run it through, and so you have to keep in mind that if you look at it, it's not flush to the outlet here is not going to drip on the ground. It will drop into your reservoir, so don't be scared. This is only if you want to run it external. So let's say you have a bigger holding tank, you could run the line straight out here, straight through the door into another bigger tank if you wanted to, or directly outside with the hose, or wherever else drainage system you want. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's not going to come gushing out the water, so you don't have to worry about that. You might think, well, isn't it going to just come shooting out? No, it'll drip down into your tank. And you just gotta check on your tank. After using this for a little while, you'll kind of get to know how often your tank will fill up. So as you can see, we are now down in our basement. This was our old one, and this thing's, needless to say, its last breath was quite a while ago. So here we have the SeedMax down. You can elevate it if you get a lot of water in your basement. You can build a platform and elevate it if you want. And it's also a good rule of thumb, keep the wire off the ground. So put it through the bracket, and if you have it plugged in, keep the wire off of the floor. So here we go. We're going to turn it on. And then you can set your different temperatures and settings here. So the humidity, you could set it what you want it at, and it will run. And then it will reach that percentage that you set. Once it reaches that percentage that you set, let's see if we go down. Let's set at 56. And so something I do want to point out, it's a lot quieter than that old jalopy that we had. It's nicer looking. It's just I love this, honestly. You know, I've been playing with it off camera for probably about 45 minutes, and I love it. Another rule of thumb, keep it away from the wall. At least I think it said 4 feet. It was either 4 inches or 4 feet, but it's good just to keep it away from any objects. That way it can pull in air a lot better. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. It gets a 10 out of 10, which is a 5-star rating from me for style, design, performance, quietness. It's just very happy with it. So a good tip and rule of thumb, if you're interested in knowing that it's smart to set your dehumidifier between 30% and 50%, because at 60%, so now it's kicked on, so at 60% is when mold and a lot of moisture can be in the air, and that's when mold and spores can start to form. It doesn't mean they will, but they could. So as you can hear, it's now on, and now the percentage is dropping. It looks like our basement was around 57 to 59, and it was just staying there without this being on. So now it's going to go ahead and it's going to drop it down to the percentage that we have it selected at. And then of course the water will drop down into here, and then we'll check on it just to see how often. 30 to 50% is most effective at warmer temperatures and higher relative humidity levels. Humidity levels above 60 can cause mold or mildew to grow, resulting in a musty smelling air and unhealthy airborne mold spores. The ideal humidity level should be between 30 and 50. So for us, what we're doing is, so we don't have to deal with the tank, we have a drain in our basement, so we placed our dehumidifier by our drain, and we just ran the tube, so water will now just run right down into our drain, and we never have to check on the tank. But I do want to make a point that for this tube, you need to have the tank still inside here, because if you don't have the tank inside and you just put your line, it's gonna give you an error saying your tank is full, even though obviously you don't have a tank in. So always keep your tank inside here if you're running the hose. If you're not running the line for draining, then make sure you always check on your tank at least, I would say, every day, just to see, and then you'll get an idea of how fast it fills up. And if it fills up, you know, if it's only half full after a day, then every 2 days you can check it and drain it. Thank you guys for watching.